Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cram Jam. My name is Jack, also known as Peebus.
My name is Chris, also known as Erikai.
My name is Good, also known as Marcus.
I'm Lamp, otherwise known as Anthony.
It's
And
good to
fellas.
have him back.
Fellas, you know what happened yesterday?
No.
What happened?
What?
No.
It was somebody's birthday yesterday.
What?
Oh, it was. By the time we're
No.
recording this, yes it was.
Yeah, it was me.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday.
Happy Borgus.
You know what's
Oh yeah, Marcus.
You know what's funny is Miles sent me the so the day of this recording. I don't care about saying when my birthday is. It's August 25th. And what happened yesterday was very particular. If you were on Instagram and you went to any meme page and checked the comment section, you would see that every single comment was, "Nah, he tweaking," and it was just a bunch of comments like that everywhere. And Miles sent me a meme that said, "Oh God, don't check the comments of August 25th, 2021." And then Miles was like, "Oh, Marcus, your 21st birthday is like historical in the meme community." And I'm like, I hate you. I hate this so much.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah.
It's actually
one of my favorite things about like modern meme culture is that there's so many like in jokes with people in comment sections.
Yep.
That's how like deep meme culture has gone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fucking salad snake, like Tony used to fucking blank or whatever.
Or the Owen Kung, like Owen used to Kung this yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get that one.
I used to Parker this Fitzgerald.
True. I mean, the people those of us that have grown up on the internet, basically we live in a different culture than those that don't spend a ton of time on the internet.
Oh, for sure.
And the funny thing about it is this is something we haven't ever seen before is like we share a culture with people on the other side of the world, but we don't share that culture with people that live right next door to us.
Yeah, like Texas. Because fuck Texas.
True.
We definitely do not share culture with Texas. Completely unironically, we do not.
No,
So that's because
absolutely
Texas
not.
doesn't share.
Yeah.
They're too cool.
Well, that leads us to our episode for today.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Texas, by the way.
Yeah, speaking of Texas, we're going to be talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And and so we're just gonna briefly go over some things we like, some things we don't like, and then we're gonna rank all of the Skywalker Saga films. And as always with all of our reviews and anything of the sorts, our decision is final. It cannot be disputed, and if you disagree with us, you're wrong. And
so
And you're
wrong.
fucking
it.
stupid.
Can I just quickly say this and get this out on the ground and everything? That the best series that Star Wars has produced, or LucasArts Films, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, has produced, is Lego Star Wars.
it is. You are correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
I
I haven't seen a single Star Wars from beginning to finish, so I am very much a outsider. The only thing Star Wars related that I have consumed a little bit was the Cartoon Network series, The Clone Wars. And I thought that was interesting, but like again, I didn't know what was going on, and if like iCarly was on Nickelodeon, I would very quickly change it to that.
Wait, hold up, pause. You've never played Lego Star Wars?
I haven't played any of the Lego series.
What?
I know. I've played it a little bit, but like I haven't owned it and played it like beginning to finish.
Hey.
But here's the thing, even if you were to play it, it's absolute nonsense, because none of the characters talk, so you have no fucking clue what's going on.
They don't
No,
even
you
like
don't
do the
need to
Sims
know.
thing. They don't do like me mop moo mop mop. They just
No,
don't.
they don't make any noise. Unless they have like a alien language or whatever, then they'll just go like booba or some shit like that. But mostly
Or
they're just like, "Ooh."
Specifically.
If you're using a gonk droid, it'll go womp.
There is a nigga in Star Wars called a gonk droid.
It's like he's basically a walking trash can.
That's exactly what it is.
This is not real. I have to look this shit up. There's not.
Of course it's real.
a
Gonk
gonk.
droids.
Oh my
Spelled like it sounds. Gonk.
Hey Marcus, you know what? You want to know my favorite name in all of Star Wars?
What?
Salacious Crumb.
Fallacious.
Salacious B. Crumb.
Oh, what is that?
Do you know what he is?
A
He's
tra-
like a little rat man with like a beer belly.
Oh wait, it's a little monkey rat. It's a rat monkey.
No.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Salacious Crumb. He's so good. He looks horrible.
This is gross.
He's got like he has like a triangle shaped head with little like bat wings for ears.
What the fuck?
And he's got like a beak.
He
This
looks
is
like he
fucked
came out
up.
of the Dark Crystal.
It's honestly, in all honesty, it's a horrible design.
I like the
It
Gonk
looks
droid
like
though.
shit.
I like this character. This is cool.
Oh yeah.
The Gonk droid?
I've been watching
Yeah.
a series on TikTok that this guy does where he just films different one of the things that you can do in Lego Star Wars is like sneak, like move slowly, and
Yeah.
it's a different animation than regular walking. And so he's been doing different characters, like doing their little sneak animation, but playing the song Plug Walk over it.
Incredible.
It's really good.
That is really good.
I thought you were going to say he's been speed running using the slow walk.
Now
That's
that
actually
would be
really
incredible.
fucking funny. I've never seen a Lego Star Wars speedrun. I don't even know if that's a thing.
That has to be. It's like Rule 34 for speedrunning. If the game exists, it's someone has sped run it.
Speedrun. What is this? Who's streaming and why?
This
Oh,
is
he's-
just
he-
this is just a
created-
cube track.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh,
You can
I
cut
like this.
You can cut this part. This
Big
is, I just
Well, there's a 9. Hold on. Okay, so Chris has made a tier list for us. And so we've got, at the top we got Good Job, and then there's A, B, C, then Big Knob, and then under that is
Gorg
Lux.
Gorg
Gorg
Lux.
George Lucas.
So wait, here.
But you
George
have to make
Lucas.
9 categories, because there's 9 films.
What?
No,
Well, I
just put
mean,
multiple-
are we
put-
ranking them like from top to? I thought you mean you can put multiple in one.
No, just best to worst.
Oh, okay.
We'll just put them in order. Like
Yeah, we'll put them in order.
Yeah, then we'll put them in order. Completely fucking defeats the point of ranking the movie.
no,
They're
just put
literally
them,
numbered, Marcus.
put them in order, all on just Good Job, and then just like go
Yeah.
from there.
But they're
What the fuck are you talking
in order
about? The
down
point
there.
is- The
Here,
point is to rank them
let-
best to worst.
Would you
1 through
rather
9.
do it as a tier list or as a best to worst then?
I don't give
Are
a
we gonna
fuck.
do
I don't know what this
first?
is.
Okay then. Then I'll change this.
Marcus, what's the name of the first Star Wars movie that came out?
Star Wars 1. Everything happens.
It's Star Wars 4.
The first one is 4.
See, this is why I don't fuck with this, because this is already the dumbest shit ever.
The order of release by number in the series is 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's stupid.
Yes. That's because our little friend George Lucas had no fucking
Fan of the
idea
show.
what he was doing.
Y'all
But,
rock. Y'all
yeah,
rocking
so
with
why
George
don't we-
Lucas? Sorry,
What did you say?
I said nothing. I said, are y'all rocking with George Lucas?
Thank you. No, I'm not. By the way.
Yeah, I figured.
Let's start by talking a little bit about the Clone Wars. I'd say. I've never seen it.
The movie or the TV show?
Well, the movie is called Attack of the Clones.
Ah, okay. I always mess that up because I hate that movie and I never want to watch it again.
Yeah, it's terrible. But the TV show, created by Dave Filoni. It was premiered on Cartoon Network in when? Hold on.
2008.
Was it?
I don't know.
I think it was like 2004.
No
Let's say
way.
2008.
Yo, that was a shot in the dark. Let's go.
Yeah, it was created in 2008. Introduced Ahsoka Tano, which is, personally, I think, one of the best characters outside of the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm. The Padawan to Anakin Skywalker.
Correct. And when the show first came out, apparently everybody fucking hated her.
Well, I believe she kind of sucked at the beginning, but she had good character development. So
Yeah, I haven't seen any
I
of the
yeah.
Clone Wars.
I have barely seen any of it, which is strange because for those listening, my last name, while I won't reveal it, it is very easily mistaken for Darth Vader's name. In fact, my dad makes a joke about how he was going to name me Garth.
That's awful. How did I not know this?
Yeah.
So
Garth Skywalker, actually.
Yeah, Garth Skywalker. So when my dad, his first name is, well, he goes by Luke. He goes by Luke, and his last name is almost Vader. So he was born to become a Star Wars fan. He was almost born the same year that the original film came out.
Almost.
So he has grown. Yeah, he was actually born a year beforehand. So he says that Luke Skywalker's named after him.
He really
But
begged his mother to leave him in, but she wouldn't. She wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, nope, I'm getting you out of here. Anyways, so that was weird. Anyways, changing topics off of that. The thing is I was raised in a household that actually had a room dedicated to Star Wars. My dad is one of the largest Star Wars fans I know. So I personally am very familiar with all the original films, but I never watched the show, the Clone Wars show. So of all Star Wars properties, I'm pretty familiar with. I've read the books, like the old books that are now outdated and not canon. I played all the games. Yeah, the Old Testament. Truly. And so I have heard only good things about the show from people recently, but I feel like I remember early on people said really bad things about it. But I don't know if that was just a fan thing, you know?
Yes.
I watched the show, actually, which is so surprising.
Yeah, I think, Anthony, you may have seen the most Star Wars content out of the three of us, not counting Marcus because he hasn't seen any. Which is surprising because Chris and I are both fucking nerds.
Right. Not only that, but it's also a
nerds.
cartoon, and I am not known to watch cartoons, so it's just quite bizarre. But I watched the TV show, and it was all right. Like I just watched it to pass the time. At one point, I was watching it when I was bored and had no TV service or streaming service, and I was just like, let's just watch this. And then I got streaming services, and I quickly stopped doing that. But I just watched The Bad Batch as well, and that was actually pretty good. I mean, obviously it's like catered towards children, so there's this one character whom of which whenever he talks made me upset because he's just there to make kids laugh, and he's like incredibly dumb and like strong. And
the painful kind of writing.
It's cringy, but it was a good show nevertheless. It shows like the what happens to the clones while Execute Order 66 happens, and this group of clones, the Bad Batch, they're defects, and they don't get affected by Execute Order 66, and it's really fucking cool. I love the plot of it entirely.
Interesting.
It was very cool.
It reminds me of there's a old Star Wars game that this is what it reminded my dad of originally. He thought that this might be a show based on these characters, but I think it was Commando Squadron or something like that.
Republic Commando. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
Where it's a group of clones that I believe they end up going against Order 66 in the end. Or maybe I can't remember the end of the game. I haven't played it since I was a wee little lad. But the game itself, its biggest thing about it is its characters were fantastic. The clones your squad were really fun characters, really well written. They were funny. The voice actors were great. And I personally would love to see an actual other media about those characters. You know, another adaptation of that would be fantastic.
They were beautifully developed. Also, that game is incredible. It's one of my favorite Star Wars games.
It's an awesome game. I fully recommend it. Star Wars Republic Commando for the original Xbox. So you guys go out and buy an Xbox. We're sponsored by original Xbox, not the modern one, just the classic. But yeah, I really want to. I would love to see more media like that. But I haven't watched Bad Batch yet because well, I heard it wasn't that, and that made me immediately like, well, I guess I will wait to watch this.
Yeah, I don't like the animation style. I've always thought that the Clone Wars was ugly as fuck. Every character, every character looks like. I feel like Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars resembles the way that Pete Davidson looks. In the sense that he's just got like sunken eyes and like sickly features.
He looks like Pete Davidson and that one dude from the '70s show, it's like right next together. The dude that did that
Ashton
one.
Kutcher.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
it
does.
was like both of them.
Yep. That's why I've never been able to get into it, and I'm not interested in watching The Bad Batch. And also, it's really funny because The Bad Batch, when it first was announced, I thought it was called The Bad Bitch. Which I would have watched.
I don't blame you there.
You're like,
It's also
arguably
on
would have been
Disney
better.
Plus.
But the to spin off of that a little bit, the only Star Wars video game I've played outside of Lego Star Wars was, Star Wars Battlefront, but that doesn't count because it's a piece of shit. But,
He means the second Star Wars Battlefront that came out.
Yeah,
No,
I played
the
it on PS4.
second one.
The DICE produced.
Not
came
the
out.
original Star Wars Battlefront
Correct.
or original Star Wars
I've
Battlefront
never
2.
played those.
Those
but
are both.
the new one, the newer
We
one,
gotta change that.
Battlefront and Battlefront 2, I played, and I didn't like it. And there was no story mode for the first one, which was stupid. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And but the only other Star Wars game that I have played is The Force Unleashed 2 on the Wii. And as a child consuming Star Wars content, the story of that game was absolutely incomprehensible. I had no fucking idea what was going on, and at the end you like fight Darth Vader, and then you fight a clone of yourself, and then I have no idea. The only other part of that game that I remember is like running through a like a Dagobah weird dream sequence where you're like, there's two of you, and you're just running through. The game was fun, and it was pretty graphic. Like you were like cutting people's arms off and heads off and shit. But other than that, I have no clue what that game was about. But it was a good time.
Well,
Didn't
real
you play
quick-
Jedi Star Fallen Order?
I got through the first mission and then like the title sequence, and then I stopped after the second mission because I got
Alright.
stuck, and I was like, I have no fucking idea how to get out of here, and I haven't opened the game since.
Wait, real quick, Jack, you said that you played Force Unleashed 2,
Yes.
right? And you didn't play the first one.
I did not.
That might be why you didn't understand the story. I'm just gonna make.
That's possible. However,
I'm gonna make
I
yeah.
still have no idea what the fuck was going on. Even like, if I were to like watch, let's say The Last Jedi, middle of the sequel trilogy, I think I'd be able to figure out what was happening. I'd be able to figure out who the characters were and everything like that. But I genuinely had no idea what was happening. Don't remember the name of the protagonist. And never mind, it was like Starkiller. It was someone Starkiller. But excuse me. I don't know anything else about that game.
Yeah, I never played Force Unleashed, even though those are like the ones that are right up my league. But real quick, I just looked up how many Star Wars games there are, and I can't find an exact number, but there are over 100 Star Wars video games out there. Over 100.
Like produced by
And-
Disney.
No, Disney didn't own
Produced
Star Wars
produced
until...
by LucasArts, Disney, whatever. Not like fan
Yeah.
games or spin-offs or
yeah.
anything.
That makes so
Well-
much sense.
There's a whole bunch of like Atari and Game Boy games
Uh-huh.
as well.
Jesus,
I mean,
that's a
there
good
are
point.
there are a ton of them were re-released for later systems. That might be counting them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I'm just looking at here. If you guys look
Yeah.
at my screen right now,
I forget that
looking
Star
at a
Wars games
list.
have been around like as long as the Mario franchise.
Yeah, twice as long as we have.
That's really sad.
A lot of the games are just like dogfights, where you just get into a cruiser or whatever,
Yeah.
a ship, and you just fight in space. which is like my least favorite thing to do in a video game. Personally, I just can't stand it. I think it's boring as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's games like Super Bombad Racing, which are just the pinnacle of video gaming content.
Say Wombat Racing?
Super Bombad Racing.
Oh, Star Wars. The Star Wars
I can
franchise,
understand the confusion.
It also contains the most difficult level in video game history, which is the Lego Star Wars pod racing scene. The single most,
that is factual.
most aggravating,
that is factual, actually.
irritating, horrible sequence in video gaming.
That sounds like such a fun idea too. That sucks.
Yeah, it was so fucking difficult. Because if you,
It
was really long, and if you died, you started back at the beginning, and it sucked.
Not to mention the fact that there are collectibles that you can only get once per lap. Like, if you miss something on lap 1, you can't get it during lap 2.
Also had horrible controls. Granted, I was playing on a Wii, but it was horrible controls. Most of the games I've played have been on a Wii.
See,
That is unfortunate.
that is a painful thing to hear. Mike.
It's either Wii or Nintendo DS or Game Boy. That's it. Those are the three main
Star Wars-
consoles I had as a
All
kid.
Nintendo.
The Star Wars games that I enjoyed playing as a kid, or as an adult, I'd still probably pick these up today, excluding Lego Star Wars, because that's a fucking given, would be Star Wars The Clone Wars, Star Wars Battlefront 2 The OG, Star Wars Republic Commando, and Jedi Fallen Order, and I have played the new Star Wars Battlefront 2, but I uninstalled it, so probably not that one. But those would be the games I'd play again. And definitely not the newer Lego Star Wars, because I did try one of those games, and it was just boring. It was lame.
Yeah, the
I
sequel
haven't
trilogy
played
is
any-
not great.
I haven't played any since before the sequel trilogy. So the last one I played was the third Lego Star Wars, which honestly, that is probably one of my favorite Lego Star Wars games, is the third one. Even though I do like the second more, I really did enjoy some of the shit that they threw in the third one, but that's because I'm a tower defense kind of lover, and
Same.
I'm an Age of Empires lover, and they added in shit for those kind of people.
I would be,
And
I would be interested to play Knights of the Old Republic.
see, okay, I was about to say the game you gotta try out is Knights of the Old Republic, and they even have a Knights of the Old Republic MMO that you can play that I've actually played before. It's pretty fun.
It's still active today, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean the last expansion for it came out in 2019. But I fully would recommend that. There's also I have the Knights of the Old Republic, and then definitely the original Battlefront 2 is just one of
Incredible.
the best games. Also, as I said, have all talked praise of Lego Star Wars, but Lego Star Wars, any of those games other that are the older ones, so the classic
Complete
Lego
Saga
Star
or
Wars.
the classic.
Yeah, although I never played the Complete Saga on a console. I had only played the Complete Saga for the DS. And I gotta say, I know that they take out a ton of shit for DS titles anyway, but it was like the absolute worst was it was the absolute worst version, because they took out all of like half of the fun shit from the original game, and it was like worse controls, worse graphics than the original original Xbox game, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, the Game Boy Advanced version of Lego Star Wars is awful.
Yeah,
That's a thing? Why is that a thing?
It's
Why would
so,
they make
Yeah.
It's so hard to play.
Oh yeah.
I've actually played that one before.
Yep.
It is not fun. That's
No,
probably what
it's
turned me
terrible.
off to the whole Lego
Yeah.
anything.
You
'cause
never
it sucked.
consumed Star Wars content ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough, honestly. If that was the first thing that I ever played of Star Wars,
do not blame
I
you.
would probably have hated it.
I thought
Oh,
we were
yeah.
talking about the movies. What's going on here?
We're getting there, damn it.
We're talking about just
There's a
all
lot of
of it,
Star
but we'll
Wars
get to
content,
the-
Marcus.
yeah.
Nah,
Well,
what? There's like
but you know
7
what?
things. All right.
I think that is a fantastic transition, though.
Real quick,
Let's
I do want
talk.
to say there are some really good Star Wars comic books. The recent Lando series is really good. And there's another one that the name escapes me, but there's some pretty good Star Wars comic books recently. The old ones, not good at all. But the recent ones are pretty good.
Before we
See,
dive
I've read
into the
some of the
main
old ones that I
9,
like,
do you guys
though.
want to talk about the other TV shows and movies first?
See,
Well, The
I feel
Mandalorian
like,
is fucking
I mean,
incredible.
Mandalorian, amazing. What other Star Wars shows are there other than Bad Batch? We already talked about Clone Wars,
None,
and we
that's
talked
it.
about
I'm
Mandalorian.
pretty sure there's another TV show, but I can't remember what it is.
Speaking of
There's the
TV
there's
shows,
the
though,
holiday special.
and yes, well, the holiday special, that we should add that to the tier list. We're adding that to our
That's
list.
a part of
our
the
ranking.
original main Skywalker Saga.
It is actually.
It is,
came
and
out
I
before
wish
the
it
fifth
wasn't.
movie. It came out before any of the other sequels.
Yeah, but technically so is like fucking what's it called, like Rogue One and whatever. But we're not rating those because who gives a shit?
Well, they're already on the tier list, so we might as well.
Oh, are they? Okay, I didn't realize you put them on there.
I didn't put them on. I just looked up a Star Wars film tier list ranking, and then I tried to change all the names, but then I had to change them again.
Okay. Rogue One, to talk about the spin-off films, is pretty good. It's a little boring, but the last half is good.
I really enjoyed Rogue One. I liked how it strayed away from the whole everything's positive vibe that Star Wars started to give off, and it actually gave you like a dark story and like kind of like a redemption arc, and I loved that.
I actually agree. I heard a lot of people say they hated how it ended and shit like that, with people dying. And I was like,
love the end.
Well,
ending's
these
incredible.
characters don't appear in the movie that comes after it.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
Yeah. Did you expect them to
So,
play this
like-
huge role in the like beginning of the series, and then
Where's Rogue
Where the
2?
fuck do they go? Rogue One's so good. Where's Rogue 2?
If you guys are unaware, Rogue One is the name of their ship that they blow the fuck up.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I needed that context.
Yes. It's not called Rogue One
Good.
because they planned a sequel that was never made.
So, real quick though, you know what? Because they're on the list, then what do you guys want to put Rogue One on right now?
No.
Give it a spot right now. All right, let's go.
I
then
say we do
towards
the
end.
main fucking 9 first.
Yeah, just the 9.
All right.
Solo,
then
a
let's do
Star
'em.
Wars story is horrible.
Actually, I disagree. I enjoyed that movie.
What? How? How could you enjoy it? You can't fucking see anything. It's the most dimly lit film I've ever seen in my fucking life. I fell asleep during it.
I'm already blind, so I mean, I guess
Fair enough.
that didn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Do we want to get into it?
I didn't hate Solo.
no, yeah,
I loved Childish Gambino in it. He did fucking phenomenal playing
I
Lando.
agree.
Why don't you ever?
And
why don't you
the-
ever call him by his real name?
Donald Glover?
Yes.
Fuck that.
Okay.
Childish
I don't
Gambino.
credit him as Childish Gambino in the fucking movie.
Well, that fucking sucks. They probably should.
You
Also,
called-
Woody Har-
You called John Cena John Cena?
What kind of fucking? What are you talking about?
What?
Because John Cena is his wrestling name, and then he has like his real name.
Yeah, which is, you know.
John Cena.
Shut the fuck up.
Are you? being-
Anyways, so Solo, divisive apparently among us. So why don't we?
I'm
Sorry, sorry,
I'm
sorry.
Could you repeat that?
No.
One more
Hold
time,
on.
could you-
no,
could you
no,
repeat
no,
that?
Let me finish my sentence. Let me finish my sentence. We were already talking about space and aliens.
No.
It was gonna be brought up at some point. Anyways, episode 1. Already, I'm putting
Okay.
it low.
All right.
I'm putting this as a stinker.
Now let's
and
hold on.
I will share my opinion onto why this is a stinker. All right. The writing, I enjoy the visuals of this movie. The writing of this movie has some serious issues, and I'm not talking about Jar Jar Binks. I won't even mention Jar Jar Binks on this shit. The Jar
He who
Jar
shall
Binks
not be named.
He isn't even a factor to me. I don't even hate him as a character. You know what I hate? The fact that their introductions of the robots, who are honestly the only characters that are there throughout the entire 9 movies. How are they introduced? So C-3PO is created by a little boy stranded, who is impoverished, whose mother is a slave, stranded on a desert world. He's able to create a droid that is used by politicians for, negotiations that has knowledge over hundreds of languages. Yeah. This little boy creates this.
Little boy creates a robot that knows every language.
Sure. You know what? Cool. I can have a suspension of disbelief. Politician.
You know what? No, I can't. Hold on. We need to talk about this a little bit more. Because
I will.
How is he supposed to program 100 languages plus into a robot when he doesn't know them himself?
I'm not done yet. There's so much wrong with this. You're going to see in a second. So politician has a droid that follows her around all the time, later on. Who is the droid that is introduced with the politician? It is not of the 2 droids. By the way, this boy, by the way, has dreams of becoming a pilot, dreams of becoming someone who flies, and already is a pod racer. So a robot that would help him fly would make a lot more sense than a droid that could, speak a bunch of languages. That would be good for a politician. By the way, the politician has an astromech droid, which is made for helping people fly. Wait a second. They have 2 droids. They decided to introduce them both, and they decided to put the one that helps politicians with the boy who wants to become a pilot and is making a robot.
The little slave boy gets the politician droid.
And nice. The droid that is a kind of sometimes, a little bit wonky, sometimes personality. Okay, the thing about R2-D2 is there's a lot of people that talk about the fact that his personality is different than the rest of the astromech droids, and so it would make sense for him to have been created by a child versus like made in a factory, whereas C-3PO is very much by the books how he would have been programmed in a factory, not the way that a child would have, had made some mistakes and, had some errors like would have happened with R2-D2, giving him this kind of weird, goofy personality. And so it's like there's so many like layers to why this is such a glaring mistake that could have been so easily fixed. Because yes, why would a little boy make a droid that is made for translating and dealing with it's a diplomatic droid. Why would a little boy want to make a diplomatic droid? And their explanation is so that their mother can use it when at work. Their mother is a slave for a junk salesman. What does she need a translating robot for? Sure, you can say for sales stuff, but they could make a much easier. They did not. That is a stretch. That is a stretch.
No, she needs it to watch movies without subtitles.
That's true because she's an avid
Marcus.
anime fan.
Okay.
By the way, Anakin's mom's name is Smee. That's another reason that this one is towards the bottom. Her name is Smee.
Also, something that you wouldn't expect from a Star Wars film. Marcus, I hate to break it to you, but these movies, surprisingly, are racist.
No.
George Lucas managed to make a movie about aliens racist. There is a character, the character that has enslaved Anakin and his mother, is a Jewish stereotype of a flying, like big-nosed gremlin.
Not big nose. Not even just a big nose. It has an elephant trunk.
He does. He has like a little elephant trunk.
It does.
And and he's flying around and he's got a weird accent, and it's awful.
He talks like this, and he really likes money. Like he has this gravelly voice, and it's really
so awful.
Oh no! I took a class in college that was like a fandom and like fan culture class. And it had we watched like little clips and read so many like Oh my God, is that what this dude looks like?
This is
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
This is him.
no.
Is he even
That's-
wearing a fucking...
Yep.
Oh, no.
It's
Oh God, and he's
It's
so
really-
ugly. He's so fucking ugly, dude.
and he's also evil, basically.
Oh my God. It's a combination of Watto and Sonic.
Please send that into the Discord.
Yep.
Fucking disgusting. That's going on the fucking thumbnail.
Thank
It's
you.
going in episode ideas.
Oh my God.
But basically, we read a bunch of articles being like, is George Lucas okay? And then a lot of them said no. And we had a huge discussion because there was like fucking Star Wars fanatics in the class. And we're like, no, it's just like, it's literally just an alien. And like, maybe the cultures on that planet were very like similar to the cultures that we have on our planet, but it's different. I'm like, that
The planet isn't real.
It's not real. It's not a real fucking thing.
What
So
the fuck?
obviously they're taking elements from this and putting it into fiction.
Anybody
and
who
we
says
know
there's no
exactly-
political undertones in Star Wars clearly
Star
doesn't
Wars-
realize that
that-
Star Wars was first written directly as a observation of the fucking Vietnam War.
Nigga, it's called Star Wars. You think wars aren't political? You're
All the
stupid as
characters
shit.
are politicians.
All the main characters are politicians.
One's a princess. She's the leader of a rebellion.
Stupid.
It's
And the
about
emperor,
politics.
the emperor is an evil dude. Like, come
There's an
on.
Exactly.
Emperor. It's about
They're
a
called
political uprising.
stormtroopers. You know what they called the fucking Nazi army?
Stormtroopers.
No, what? No.
No, they called them Nazis, dumbass.
Yeah. Anyways.
But no,
um,
also
They call them droidicas.
So-
episode 1 is boring as shit. So
episode although the one thing I will say about episode 1 has the
You've said a lot of
best
things about
lightsaber
episode
fight. I know. The one positive I'll say is it has the best lightsaber fight of all of the films.
it does.
Absolutely.
It does.
It is the best lightsaber fight.
Darth Maul,
there
epic
is. It is
character,
incredible.
fucking
Darth
idiotic
Maul
move
is
to kill
also
him.
the best villain.
Stupid move to kill him.
Yes, they really shouldn't have. If he was
Which
in
is-
2 and
yeah.
if he was in 2, holy shit, could 2 have been so much better?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He killed him. George Lucas killed off Darth Maul after the first film, first time he's ever introduced, and then introduced the most boring villain of all time, Count Dooku. He's fucking
Speaking
so
of
boring,
politics,
so stupid.
that's literally
I hate him.
all his villainy is the political stuff. Is him in meetings.
Yeah. The
All
worst
of
part of
Count Dooku
Star
being bad
Wars.
is. It's so stupid.
So, yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I will say that would get. Oh fuck! That would get this film higher from the bottom because it has the absolute best. The end of that
Yeah.
movie, if you turn off your brain and just watch it like an ape, just looking at the pretty colors, like use your lizard part of your brain and not your frontal lobe, then
Yeah.
it's a fantastic end. Of
We
the
got to
movie.
speed through these a little bit more.
All right, episode 2. Everyone hates
Episode
it.
2 is the worst by far. It's horrible.
Absolutely.
It's ugly as fuck. It's got the worst effects. The story is nonsense. The love story between Anakin and Padme is horrible.
It's
Corny.
terrifying.
The only good part of this movie is when they're about to die via horrible
gladiator
arena.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, Marcus, since you were blissfully unaware, Anakin and Padme.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about them?
It's the incest thing, right?
No.
No. It's the grooming.
Anakin in the
there's
first film is 9 years old, and Padme is 14, and he's in love with her.
And the queen.
And she's like, oh, you. And then in the second movie, they're a little bit older. I don't know how old. What is she, like 19?
I believe so. No, she's 18 or 19 for sure.
So she's 19 in the second film, and he's 5 years younger than her.
So like 14. Oh, that's weird.
But he's also played by an adult
It's
man.
really weird.
That is a freshman. That is a freshman in high school, barely, and a sophomore in college. That's so bad.
Yes.
It's yeah.
Gross.
Ew.
And
So gross.
they have a kid.
Yes.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
That's
No.
Luke Skywalker.
They do. They have 2 kids. Fun fact.
He has a kid. Actually,
Twins.
they have 2 kids, twins, and then he murders her. Anyways,
What?
speaking of him murdering,
No, actually,
Alright.
actually, she dies via
Oh, yeah.
random occurrence after.
Well, it's pregnancy complications afterwards.
Yeah.
But he's told that he killed her.
Yes.
By the Emperor to deceive him.
Yeah, in episode
But-
3.
Yeah. Well, now, episode 3 is arguably the best of these 3 of
Agreed.
the
It is.
original trilogy.
It is for sure.
I personally would actually put episode 1 below episode 2.
What?
For the reasons we have stated, its plot makes less sense than episode 2's does.
But can you
and
watch 2 without passing the fuck out?
I can actually if I turn off
Here's
my
the
brain.
thing:
That's
2
the thing.
isn't as
There are
boring,
enough.
but
It's not as boring. There's a car chase in the very beginning. Like
it's horrible though.
episode one
It's
is-
every.
It's more exciting than episode 1,
But
though.
every positive that you give it, it's like, yeah, but it sucks and it's stupid. That
Yeah,
car
okay, but
chase
then-
scene is idiotic.
I'm not saying it's a good movie. We're arguing against episode 1, which has a racist character as a primary supporting character, a racist stereotype as a primary supporting character. Awful. Like if you use your brain at all, the story makes 0 sense.
Hey,
and-
hey. But Duel of Fates.
Hold on. We need to
Yes.
talk about the reason that this car chase happens. Count Dooku, I believe, hires Jango Fett, Boba Fett's father, to kill Padme. So Jango Fett then hires a different hitman to kill Padme. And then that hitman uses a little bug launched from outside of a window to kill Padme. And then they go on a chase to find that hitman that shot the bug out of their wrist.
It fails. It
and
fails.
Padme it lives, and
Anakin runs into the room
Yes.
because he's been creeping outside watching her in her sleep.
and he cuts the little bug in half. But
Yeah.
and so they go on a chase. They eventually get to it. They get to the little bounty hunter, and it's a woman, which you think wouldn't be important. But then that bounty hunter gets shot by Jango Fett, and then shapeshifts into like an alien, and then dies.
Oh my god.
Why the fuck were they an alien? And why did they need to be a shapeshifter? Also,
Well, that
why
was-
didn't
that
Count
was for
Dooku
backstory
just
shit.
fucking kill her?
Couldn't be seen. Didn't he have to have like an alibi or some shit?
Well,
I don't know, but
she
why
was
didn't
also-
Jango
she
Fett
was-
just kill her?
Well, she was in the
That's true.
absolute middle of the capital of the Republic, so like, you know.
but then
I see
Jango
the
Fett's
argument
in the
for why
city,
didn't Jango
in the
Fett-
city,
yeah,
ready
and
to
he
kill the
kills her.
bounty hunter that he hired.
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
And he shoots the one person that is on his side instead of shooting the 2 people that are facing away from him, that have their backs to him and have their heads pointed down, perfect to get shot in the back of the head. He could just pop,
Yep.
and kill the 2 people that are about to get all the information.
And
instead
then
of killing
Star
the one
Wars
person
doesn't
that's
happen.
Giving the information. Yeah. So I mean, it's like, yeah.
It's worse.
I definitely agree. I mean, I wouldn't because of the fact that it's more enjoyable to watch without your brain on. I'd say, episode 1 just has the one good part.
Anthony, what do you
really.
think?
Anthony, what is the second factor?
I'm privy to Phantom Menace over Attack of the Clones.
All right.
All
fair
right.
Enough. All
This
right.
nigga said privy.
Thank you, Marcus.
Sorry.
All right. We into the OGs now.
All right,
Episode 4.
episode 4.
Honestly, I like episode 4 less than episode 3.
What the fuck are you
Ep-
talking about?
I will. Have you rewatched episode 4 recently?
Yes.
Anakin sucks as a character. He is more annoying.
Anakin
than,
isn't in
not
episode
Anakin, sorry,
4.
Luke. He is, but Luke sucks as a character. Luke absolutely sucks as a character in the first one. There's also the weird incest stuff.
I disagree. Here's the thing. Well, first of all, the incest isn't in the first one, but
What?
the incest isn't in the first one.
That's where they kiss?
No.
Yeah, they kiss before they swing as they're escaping from the Death Star after Luke rescues Leia.
No, they don't.
Yep.
No, they do not. Okay, you can look it up. But I will say, I disagree. I think Luke
No,
is great.
it's an Emperor Strikes Back.
They do not kiss in episode 4. She says something to him, and then they hold on to each other, and then they go.
It's in 5.
Oh.
Okay.
It's in episode 5.
So, I disagree. I think there's nothing wrong with Luke in the first one. I think it's good. He's like, he wants something more. He's a moisture farmer on the worst planet in all of Star Wars that they keep bringing back. And
every time I've watched episode 4 recently, he's been genuinely so annoying that I have not wanted to finish it.
I disagree. I don't see what's
just
annoying about him.
Could it just be the
He's
fact that the movie
very
came out
annoying.
in 77?
No, because the other characters are. I mean, Han Solo's great. Leia's great. Like, yeah, Obi-Wan's fine. It's like it's just you watch him in the fifth movie, and he's very much his character. They changed how he played him, and he's much better. Now he is like supposed to be a whiny kid, but like I genuinely like. I love the fact that episode 3 is. You guys talked about liking that Rogue One took the darker tone. I would argue episode 3 is the darkest of the movies. It, in the original trilogy, is the only one with a PG-13 rating.
I mentioned that dark tone thing because Disney completely ruined Star Wars, in my opinion.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't think they did. I think it's fine.
I mean, I would say A Mandalorian is one of the best pieces of Star Wars
for sure.
content, which
But strictly
is
speaking,
made
films.
by Disney. So.
Also, we really need to speed through these.
Anyways, but I'm guessing you guys would disagree with me on episode 4.
Definitely.
But would you disagree with this?
No.
Episode 5.
Here's the thing.
Episode 5.
Episode 5 is always considered the best one. I personally have always liked Return of the Jedi more. Don't know why. It's just a nostalgia thing, but objectively, it is the best one.
Yeah. Return of the Jedi, also fantastic. We'll put
Love
it.
it.
Up
I
there.
love Return of the Jedi.
I
really like The Force
Here's
Awakens.
the thing. Force Awakens.
Force
I
Awakens
would-
was fine.
Force
would
Awakens
put-
is very fun.
It's not that here. Yeah, Force Awakens, and then we have. This is the 8th movie.
Okay.
Now.
For Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
Now here's the thing. Everyone made the comparison with Force Awakens, saying that it was just the first movie.
Yes.
That's what some people said. But what they said at the time was that that's not a bad thing, because the first movie was good, And so I would say, okay, I agree. So I would put this nearby the original movie.
I like that choice. I'd put it right under the original.
Yeah. The 8th movie.
The Last Jedi.
It's just the 5th. It's just the 5th movie. It's just worse than they did worse.
Oh,
with
it's so bad. It's so bad.
I disagree.
No, it has one really bad plot line, but the rest of it's good. It's just the 5th movie. And if you say that it's horrible, then you have to say the plot of the 5th movie is horrible. It just has it's not that bad.
I think
this movie was not horrible.
I would put Last Jedi above Revenge of the Sith.
Really?
I would.
Last Jedi above.
Here's the thing. I really like Rian Johnson. I like that he did something different with the film. Because here's the thing. I don't see how it's too similar to the second film, but not to the second film, to Empire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that. I think it's really good. I mean, I hate the fucking everything that Finn and Rose do throughout the movie is so fucking stupid. If they were to cut out that whole thing, it's gone. Also, the whole thing that Holdo should have told Poe her plan. She fucking hates Poe. He's an idiot, and he fucked up the whole mission. That's why that whole fucking beginning sequence happens, is to justify why she doesn't share his plan with him, because she figures he'll probably just fuck it up. And she doesn't expect him to go full mutiny and then fuck it up even more.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Carrie Fisher flying in that movie.
I don't give a shit. I liked
Yeah.
it. I like that they finally put something in the films that directly points to her being force sensitive. It looks stupid, but I like the idea of it.
Yes. I fully
Okay,
agree with
that.
that sentiment.
poorly executed,
I fully
but it's
agree with that sentiment. Yeah. Effects were bad, but the idea behind it was a good thing. Like, everyone was like, why the fuck did she do that? It's because she had the force. Don't ask why. Just ask why did they not make it look better?
Exactly.
Why did they choose that visual?
Facts.
That's that's the why to ask.
What I hate about the new Star Wars by Disney is the choreo. The fight choreo. Star Wars, there's these badass fucking Jedis who can like predict the next person's move, and they have to learn how they're fighting and everything, and then they have these awesome lightsaber fights using their force powers and shit, and that sounds cool as fuck. But
All
they
right,
suck.
If you're gonna say that fight choreo is what's gonna bring it down, then we have to put 3 at the bottom, because 3 has the absolute worst fight choreography.
It is not good fight choreo.
Of any of the films.
Again, granted,
It
it's
doesn't-
made in
has- three has the best
1977.
story,
choreography. Well, no, it's
Well, that's
because there's an
4.
old
That's
man
episode
doing
4,
it.
first of all.
This is so elaborate.
4 was
I
made in
don't.
77.
I literally.
Yeah.
This is
Sorry.
there's so many things.
All right.
How many times have you guys watched these movies?
A lot.
A lot.
The old one's a lot.
That's all we're gonna say. A lot. Okay, fucking Rise of Skywalker sucks. I
haven't seen it. I can't put my input on
I
it.
enjoyed it,
I honestly,
but it's absolute nonsense. I'd say Rise of Skywalker makes even less sense than the Last Jedi does, because they tried so hard to overcorrect from how much people didn't like it, and they should have just fucking stuck with the story and grown some fucking balls and finished the story that Rian Johnson made, because they hired him to continue the fucking story. So I think it
Yeah.
was an idiotic move to hire back what's his fuck. Also, they completely threw out Rose's character, which is horseshit. Because I honestly, the only reason people don't like Rose is because she's an Asian woman. That's it. There's no other reason. She's fine.
no.
There's nothing
here's-
terribly wrong with her character.
the reason a lot of people dislike her is because her plot line in the movie was so boring and was unnecessary.
Sure, but
that's why people don't like her. And that bled into people disliking her. Maybe there's people that dislike her character because of that, but I didn't like her character not because of that, but because of the fact that I found her plot line part of that movie so pointless.
Well, yeah,
and,
but her plot
like,
part is in conjunction exactly with Finn, and I really like Finn as a character. I don't
do
blame
too.
their
Finn is a
I don't
great
blame their
character. I
character
love-
for that plotline. I blame the poor writing for that plotline.
Oh yeah, I don't.
But I
blame
think
the
she does
actress
well, and I think
whatsoever.
it's interesting to have her as a character because she connects
Yeah.
with that character in the beginning, who dies in the attack, the bombing attack, and it's really fascinating to see that perspective from someone who's not, a famous pilot, a person who's randomly really good at being a Jedi, Rey, and Finn, who's a former stormtrooper, and then there's just like an engineer on the ship. And I like that.
And it makes sense. Like, not everyone can, like, be the engineer. Like, not everyone has every, like, fucking task,
Yeah, I like it. But so
Yeah.
they just threw her away in episode 9.
Not to mention the fact
although
that...
the 8th movie, in my opinion, honestly, it would have resolved better. They were very much leading up to her dying, and that would have been a great plot point for Finn, her death there. I feel like that probably, with how the 9th movie went, they should have killed off her character, especially. That would have been an incredible plot point for him, as if she died when she almost died like 5 times in the last scene of the 8th movie. And I was like, okay, at least, because I was like, I don't hate her character, but this will be a good, it's a good sacrificing moment. But then it's Disney, so they didn't want to kill off anyone, and it was like, oh,
Okay.
fuck that. Okay.
So episode 9, where's it going?
9th movie. That's I personally didn't hate it. I have a differing opinion. I actually liked it more than the 8th movie. So I would put it in between. But
Okay.
you didn't. So
You can put it in between. That's fine. I did enjoy it. I mean, look, I'm very much of the opinion. I like Star Wars. I like the characters. I like the world. I'm gonna enjoy the movie unless it's like genuinely really fucking bad. But I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Yeah. Actually, here I'll put it underneath. I'll put it underneath 8
Okay.
for you.
Thank you.
Can we?
What?
Let's not worry about those.
Nope.
Just say
Yeah.
fuck those.
I was just
no,
looking
fuck-
at the
fuck
rest
that.
here.
I'd quickly like to say, I feel so bad for John Boyega for what they did to him.
Yeah.
Because, goddamn.
Yeah.
And with that being said, let's read off our tier list.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Well, this isn't really a tier list. This is ranking. This is final ranking of Cram Jam collectively. You know, this is weird to say because I definitely don't fully agree with this list, but like.
But here it is.
No, yeah, this is the real list.
This is
All right.
Marcus's
This
list.
is the official
Yeah, this is
Marcus
Marcus's
ranking
list.
of Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yep.
Marcus, why don't you read
Yep.
it off for us?
So the last one. Oh wait. So did you just not put the Solo? Or is there not enough?
No, we're not doing those.
No, yeah, we're not.
Okay.
We already talked about them.
So the 9 is episode 2,
Yes.
and that's a piece of shit. Number 8 is episode 1. Number 7 is number 6 is Star Wars Blue and Red. Number 5 is Star Wars Blue and Red, but really red in the background. Star Wars 4 is Star Wars Yellow, Red, and Blue, and then Star Wars 3 there's it's old. And the second one is Return of the Jedi, and the first one is Empire Strikes Back.
Star Wars 4 is yellow, red, and blue. Star Wars 3 is really old, and then there's Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. Perfect. That's our official ranking. Let's move on to surprise segment and finish this fucking episode.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, for surprise segment, I don't know if you guys are aware that this exists, but I'm going to read the GoFundMe page for, well, it's not even GoFundMe, I'll talk about it in a second, for RemakeTheLastJedi.com, made by
Okay.
angry Star Wars fans. Here's what it says. Why tell stories? We tell stories because they are enjoyable, we can learn lessons, help us grow, show us problems we have to face in life, show us aspects of human nature. They show us how to act or not to act in a given situation. A hero is someone we can relate to, someone that faces obstacles and finds ways either to overcome them or cope and deal with them throughout their story. The more relatable hero is to human nature. I don't know what the fuck that means. More compelling the story because people begin to see themselves in these heroes. This is imperative to storytelling, because if you don't care about the characters, then you don't care where else their stories go. When we decide to edit out the human element from within a story, then the story becomes no longer compelling. This is why many of us tend to point at The Last Jedi as having a bad story. The characters have lost their relatability. Anthony, you should like this. Hence, in the moments when the audience should feel the most concern for these heroes, be in anticipation of what happens next, we feel disconnected and almost indifferent, and the movie fails to penetrate into the ethos of human nature. So, this page was made by angry Star Wars fans who hated The Last Jedi and don't know how crowdfunding works. Our mission is to provide Disney an opportunity to course correct with the Star Wars franchise. The fans are completely divided, and the core goal of Star Wars has been abandoned. The goal, first, this is so fucking dramatic. It's a movie. The goal is to not make one half of the fandom happy over the other. It is to make a film that the fandom in general, as a whole, enjoys. It's quite redundant. The hero archetypes of the original films is what made these great. It made characters that everyone could relate to regardless of their background and beliefs. Not true. No longer having this core element along with poor storytelling has made the franchise divisive and in disarray. So this page, you can pledge to donate a certain amount of money. Their goal is $500 million to remake The Last Jedi.
What?
That is not correct.
And so here's how it
gosh.
works. The producers behind this have pledged to cover the budget. But you can pledge an amount to have your voice heard. You do not have to put financial or personal information in, just an email address and a pledge. So basically, this is a way for people to pledge. There's a no data to show button here. which doesn't do anything. And then there's a thing
there's
here
no
that
date of the
says
show.
Google Forms automatically saves your progress for 30 days when you sign into your Google account. So I don't know what happened there. It looks like this is no longer an actively edited thing. But
What? They're not still trying to get the movie remade?
apparently not. There's a total 418,870,000. $418,870,370 pledged, which means that people have gone in and pledged any amount of money to
that's
make
so
this film
easy.
that the producers are then going to match. Who are the producers? Who fucking knows?
Who's gonna make the movie?
Who fucking knows?
It was originally 500 million, and you said 418. That means that $82 million have been donated
Well, pledged.
Pledged.
or pledged.
Pledged.
Okay.
That then the
Okay.
mystery
I'm
producers are then going to. I'm sure some money has been put in because it says you do not have to. So you can put in money.
I was
Wow.
worried.
And guys, real quick, it's been 5 years since that movie came out.
Yes.
5 fucking years.
Oh my God. It's
So
been 5.
when's
what?
the remake
It's
coming?
been 5 years.
2017.
That's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Well, didn't it come out
By the
like
way-
December of 2017 though?
Yes.
Yeah, but like,
so like less than 4 years.
yeah, but who cares? Anyways, so,
The point is, this is fucking ridiculous.
uh-huh.
That's awesome.
I can't
That's
imagine
really good.
being so angry about a movie that you try to get to trick people into donating money or pretending to donate money.
Exactly.
I can't
I
imagine
remember
being so
hearing about
angry
that
about a
too.
movie.
This is so funny. And it's so sad. And there's always that famous quote. This is how we'll end off this topic. The famous quote that I say all the time because it's so good. No one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Yep.
True.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. This was our Star Wars episode.
Follow everything.
Absolutely. And you know what? Maybe
Not just us.
maybe once I get whatever fucking the Patreon up, maybe we'll the first thing we'll do is force Marcus to watch every single Star Wars film and release a commentary.
How long would it be? How long would it be if I watched every single one in one day?
I'm looking it
Assuming
up
that
right
there's
now.
an average of 2 hours between every single movie, it would take a very long time.
A year and a half,
No,
probably.
hold on. If
Here, I'm looking it up right now. Total Star Wars runtime is, it is 25 hours and 7 minutes.
I think that'd
so
be,
just over
I think that'd
one
be
day.
a fun. I think that'd be a fun live stream.
Oh
Yeah, we do
my
a-
God.
And just
we
me,
do a stream.
just me, me trying to stay awake while watching all of it.
Oh yeah.
Marcus, you come into town one weekend, and we'll schedule a weekend where we do it.
Hey, yo, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Too bad.
What the fuck?
You're signed up.
I'll do it. I want to.
Anthony, you stay up for like 36 hours at a time and then sleep for 8.
Yeah.
Sleep for 6, thank you very much.
Anyways, thanks for
Less
listening,
than that.
everybody. Please follow us at CramJamPod everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. All over the place.
Or don't.
We'll
I
be
think
back.
instead of
Feel like that.
I think of Star Wars, you should read Bone, the comic.
Don't forget to eat your beans.
Somebody
Bye.
left. Okay. Fucking all right then. Everyone's leaving the call, so I'll see you guys later. We'll be back next week.